Morning, gang. Happy Sunday morning. So, want to talk about something today. This might be a little longer than normal, but bear with me because let me put all the pieces of the puzzle together, and then you'll see what I'm talking about. Where I'm saying we're being scammed, that this is all a money grab, and I can kind of give you the numbers to explain it all out. All right. So, or at least the proof. So let me start here. As you all know, yesterday afternoon, my daughter graduated from college. And so we went up to Indiana University and did what we could because we weren't allowed to witness the graduation, but it was online, so we got to do that at least. But while Mrs. P and I were driving home, which is about a 6-hour drive, had a lot of chance to talk and discuss and view kind of what's going on around. Now, I give you this. I'm going to start here with my daughter. She got her degree in human biology. So it's not underwater basket weaving or interpretive dance or African American studies or one of those useless degrees. Okay. Her objective is to go into the field of medicine. I think I've mentioned to you guys before, once she gets her clinical hours in, then she wants to go to school to be a physician's assistant. Okay. So, a PA. Figure a lot of you guys know what a PA is. So, like most kids, after graduating, she's got to go get her first job. And so she did. She got hired by a hospital there in Indiana to work in the emergency room under a PA to get more hours in so she can qualify for PA school. She's got to have 2,000 hours of patient care under her. 2,000, yeah, it's 2,000 hours of patient care under her belt before she qualifies to go to PA school. Now, she graduated with a 3.7 grade point average at a major university with a degree in human biology. Her first job to go to get a job in a major hospital is $17 an hour, about $35,000. Okay. Now, I say this because for the last year or so, at least, maybe 2, 4, whatever it would be, we've been hearing all this screaming about $15 an hour minimum wage, right? Okay, we all know this. So my question to start here is this, and you're going to understand where I'm going with this whole thing here. So you can go get a job at McDonald's saying, would you like fries with that? For $15 an hour. But you can go get a degree in human biology, be an A student, work in an emergency room, and get paid $17 an hour. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but there's something inherently wrong with that, okay? I'm personally a little more concerned about how somebody is compensated in the ER than I am how somebody's compensated at McDonald's. Now, while Mrs. P and I were driving, okay, and again, to give you an idea, we're north of Knoxville. So it was north up to I-75, around through Lexington, Kentucky, through Louisville, Kentucky, then off and through southern Indiana, okay, to get up to Bloomington. Passed by a couple of signs here, and we're in one town, and McDonald's and Wendy's were right across the street from each other. McDonald's had a big sign out on their marquee, $500 sign-on bonus. Wendy's had a sign on their marquee, $100 sign-on bonus. Now, first point I'm going to make here is, if you're whoever going to look for a job, which one are you going to apply for? Well, gee, McDonald's will pay you $500 and Wendy's will pay you $100. Okay, common sense. But I want you to think about this. $500. McDonald's thinks you are worth, to walk in off the door or off the street, $500 if you can qualify to work at McDonald's, okay? And mind you, they don't start you as a manager. They start you as putting salt on French fries. But that's worth $500. Many, many, many of you have told me about the companies you work for however many years you've been there. Gee, they offered us $50 to get the shot. They offered us $100 to get the shot. The city in New York offered people a free ticket to go to a Mets-Yankees game to get the shot. Budweiser is offering you a free beer to get the shot. What is it? I think Dunkin' Donuts, a free donut to get the shot. Okay, let me see if I get this right. I'm going to take something and put it in my body, and that's worth a donut, a beer. But if I can go, would you like fries with that? That's worth $500. Okay, I want you to think about that logic just for a second, where it makes no sense. All right, so this is, again, where I'm going with this at the beginning. What the companies value, okay? They just want bodies. That's all they care. You're a body, okay? You're somebody that can put salt on French fries. Great, cool. The company offers you $50, $100, whatever it would be. You're a body. You're replaceable. They need bodies now. McDonald's needs bodies now. That's why they're offering $500. The company that you're working for that's offering you $50 or $100 obviously doesn't value you that much as an employee. Okay, so we go into that. But so I want to give you this. All right, this kind of goes back a few years. We all remember the biggest debacle ever in government would be Obamacare, right? I mean, the Affordable Care Act, which was hardly anything but affordable. Hey, close down a third of the doctors and a third of the hospitals and triple our insurance premiums. Yeah, that sounds affordable to me. But as you guys all know, what it was socialized medicine. And this tells you how far ahead this whole crap that we got going on now was planned. Because remember when Obamacare went through, that was 10, 11 years ago, okay, to get us all on socialized medicine. Now, let's think about everybody's favorite socialist country, okay, Russia. So talking to Mrs. P, and again, you guys know I've mentioned it in previous videos, the pay scales out there. And if you want to get it from a straight Russian, go listen to Letters to King and Constantine, or go listen to Dan Sheekhoz, Sheekoz. He did a video about a month or so ago on what the salaries are for people in Russia. Now, Russia is kind of interesting because after the Berlin Wall fell, Russia is no longer a Soviet Union communist/socialist country, right? But it is. It's still a socialist country with a capitalist black market. And that is where we're heading, and that is what Obamacare was leading us into, which now is coming into play with all of this. So here's my analysis on this one. Talking to Mrs. P, and the average doctor, okay, in Russia makes about $1,000 a month, equivalent American. Now I'm talking about the doctor, like your general practitioner that you go see when, hey, I've got a rash or a cold or whatever. Okay, they make $1,000 a month. You all know what kind of schooling a doctor has to go through. It's no different over there. Okay. Mrs. P was degreed, or is degreed, and worked in HR. Made $500 a month. Told you about this before. Okay. So a doctor gets paid twice as much as somebody in HR. Now, here in the United States, that's somewhat similar. I'll say the average HR person in the United States makes, maybe 50, 60 grand with some experience, not straight out of school. Okay. The average doctor is probably making, let's say, 100 and a quarter to 200 a year, somewhere thereabouts. Now, 500 for Mrs. P is HR, $1,000 for a doctor in Russia. Your average, what would be our equivalent of congressman in Russia, makes about $6,000 a month. 6 times what a doctor makes. So this goes back to my previous comment of who are you more concerned about, the person working in the ER or the person delivering your pizzas? Like I said, Papa John's, in my example before, if I mentioned it, I might have forgot that part. We saw a sign for Papa John's. Papa John's is paying between $17 and $21 an hour for a delivery driver. Okay, this was right by that McDonald's and Wendy's. So, feasibly, somebody delivering your pizza is going to make more than somebody who's working in the emergency room. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. But back to Russia. So, doctor makes $1,000, politician makes $6,000. You don't think those yahoos in Washington know this, okay? So they're going, well, hell, if the average doctor in the United States makes, let's say, $200,000, I should make 1.2 million. I'm a congressman. That's how socialism works, right? The politician makes all the money. So there's that. So how do they implement this? Now, let's go into this part. We all know about Pfizer, Moderna, Johnson & Johnson, everything like that, right? You know, what they're all working on right now. So I'm going to quote this to you. This is right out of the New York Times. Okay. Last year, racing to develop a vaccine in record time, Pfizer made a big decision. Unlike several rival manufacturers which vowed to forego profits on their shots during the COVID pandemic, Pfizer planned to profit on the vaccine. Okay, so Pfizer's making money. Want to take a guess how much Pfizer's making? Try $3.5 billion in January, February, and March. Annualize that out. That's $14 billion a year. Now, we all know we've got to entice, we've got to get people, $50, a beer, a donut, whatever would be, Yankees tickets. We've got to, we see it on TV all the time. Companies and politicians, you gotta get the shot. Right. Why? How much of that $3.5 billion with a B dollars do you think is slipped into somebody's pocket? Now, why do I say that? Let's go back to Russia. The doctor who makes $1,000, okay? Now, a surgeon's going to make more, as I asked Mrs. P. Surgeon make $2,000, $3,000. Official salary. Not the, let me slide you something on, under the table here to do my surgery, okay? And again, I'll go to Dan Shikaz and his video. His wife just gave birth here about a month ago. And he did a video on it when she was in the public hospital, i.e. Obamacare hospital. Okay, this is Russia, but same thing, state hospital. His wife and half a dozen other women were all in the same room, all pregnant. Okay, I mean, Russians in tea. She got a cup of tea. She was so bad she poured it down the sink. Okay, so they wanted to pay, not insurance, out of their pocket, pay for a private hospital under the table. This is what this is all leading to, guys, okay? We're going to have two economies, and this is what, again, where feudalism is going to come into play. The politicians and the elites all want all the money. They want us to have nothing, okay? So this is going to create a black market economy. Y'all know what's going to happen. It happens everywhere else, okay? Think of all for the guys that were in Vietnam, okay, they'll know. Think about anybody that's ever been to Asia, okay? There's a black market economy. I'm explaining to you what happens in Russia. Think about anywhere else where you've had a socialist type economy. There's two. There's the official economy and there's the black market economy. Anybody ever watch the TV show MASH? Okay. Black market economy, right? What'd they do? They couldn't get some of this stuff. They were getting it wherever they could get it, on the black market. That's what's going to happen. That's what our politicians are trying to do. They're getting greased by Pfizer to put more money in their pocket. They want to make more money, and they want it all to come from us. I mean, through all of this crap, we're going to raise taxes. Okay, and I've said a million times, where are the taxes going? Do yourself a favor. Go take a look at your congressman, your senator, your president, and look at who the donors are to their campaigns. I bet you there's a company on there with the name P and the second letter F. Okay? Take a look at that. This is what you need to be ready for. Okay? We're taking qualified people and underpaying them, and underqualified people and overpaying them. Now, does that sound like feudalism? The pizza driver and the ER person make the same amount of money. Who the hell is going to go to school to learn medicine when they can make the same, if not more, ringing a doorbell and going, "Here's your pie, ma'am." Okay? Oh, yeah, and they get tips, too. So, hey. So what does this wind up driving us toward? Well, the main reason that most people go to work is to earn a paycheck. Some people go to work because they actually enjoy it. Okay? Most people wouldn't go to work, if you're going to be told you're getting nothing for this. Okay? So where do we go with UBI? Well, if everybody gets, let's use the hypothetical $17 an hour here that the pizza delivery guy gets and the ER person gets, why does anybody do it? Well, again, now we get into an issue. The politicians will have all the money. They will dictate who gets what. Oh, gee, you know what? Like Social Security, we'll give you all a cost of living raise this year. Well, gee, thank you for your generosity there, Mr. Politician. Okay. Mind you, you're giving me a cost of living raise with my own money. Let's not forget that. Okay. But this is what we're getting to. These politicians are trying to take all the money as much as they can. They don't care about you. They don't care about me. They don't care about the illegals coming across the border. They don't care about the people in Indonesia or whatever it was, because all that money is circling around and somehow lining their pockets. And I know we ask this question all the time, but how in the hell do you have all these millionaires and billionaire, a few of them, politicians on $150,000 a year? Okay, that $150,000 a year is great money. I wish I made $150,000 a year. Okay, but it sure as hell ain't going to turn me into a millionaire unless, gee, I'm doing something crooked. So think about this, guys. This is how much you are valued by your government, the ones that are supposed to be representing us, and they aren't. They're representing one person and one person only, themselves. And they're all this little clique up in Washington, D.C., all sitting around wringing their hands going, how can we soak the public today? Hey, I got an idea. Let's come up with some crazy-ass thing, blame China on it, let our drug companies come out and make billions of dollars of it, and we'll go in and tell them we've got all the answers. They just have to give us the money, and we'll be their marketing arm for it. Have a good one, y'all. Happy Sunday. Pinball out.